of America.
Huh? You know, you saw the movie Joe Black. We were joking about it. Down there in Aldridge. Now, Aldridge was a thief. There's no doubt about it. He was a thief for the railroads. He was a thief for the big guys. But he was sort of a populist thief. He was like the Robin Hood. At least he brought the money back to Rhode Island. That was Nelson Aldridge Rockefeller. That was his great-great-grandfather. Anybody who wants, by the way, you ever hear this BS about the private enterprise system? Well, you can kiss the private enterprise system goodbye. Because George Bush, the great conservative, the great Republican, the great defender of private enterprise, what did he do to the mortgage-backed security industry after they failed? He bailed them out. He bailed them out. He put them on welfare. They're welfare mothers now. Excepting welfare mothers get $650 a week. They got $700 billion. Think about that one. 1,000 people in the United States benefited. Well, it got turned down today, I've heard, which might be a good thing. $700 billion. So much for private. You know, there was a fellow when I was had a little longer hair and I was a little more maybe radical in the 60s. He used to say, America's a strange place. It's the only place where we have socialism for the rich and private enterprise for the poor. Think about that one. Here in Rhode Island, I want to bring us back to Rhode Island. I want to push a simple idea. I think no one should get any benefits from the government unless they vote. You don't get a driver's license. You don't get a secured loan. You don't get a college grant. You don't have a right to carry a gun. You don't have a right to be on this TV mouthing off unless you vote. If you don't vote, don't complain. If you don't vote, I mean, I'll tell you a personal experience, and it'll help make the point. So I got 4 sons, and I'm on the phone with a classmate of mine who made a deal with me. He said, Kevin, he says, I want to find out what's going on in the United States. So anytime you want to call, just call and complain, and you'll be an FOB, friends of Bill. So I went to school with a guy named Bill Clinton. And so I said, oh, okay, I can call you up and bitch anytime I want. He said, yeah, as long as you don't ask for a favor for you can tell him to call up. So I called him up. I said, what are you doing with Yasser Arafat? This is 1995, in your backyard. I said, the guy is a terrorist. He's dishonest. He's no good. You agree with me, Charles? He says, wait a minute, Kevin. He says, you have 4 sons. I was a prolific Catholic. I had 4 sons all ready to go in the military. They were 18 and over, right? 18 to 24. I had 4 sons. Figure that one out. He says, Kevin, now what do you want me to do? I can send your 4 sons over to the Middle East. We can go over and shoot and pop a few guys. Or I'll just bribe Yasser Arafat. I'll give him $1 billion of foreign aid for a stupid little country. Now, I know he's going to steal the money. So what do you want me to do? What's the moral question here? So all you right-wing fanatics who think that there's a private enterprise system, think about this. Think about this in ethics. Think about this in norms. Charlie, I want you to think about this and stop talking while I'm talking. Because you're insulting me when you do that. Because I always want to burn your ear. That's why I'm here for him. And the point was, he says, you know what? Now we were talking about Batman, the movie Batman. I hope you all have watched it. It's about conflict of ethics. And you got to think about that in your life. When does the higher good trump the bad? Or when does bad trump good? So I'm going to give you an example. This is Clinton's idea about the Middle East. And he said, look, I'm going to give this guy $1 billion. I know he's going to steal half of it. But you know what? I'm not going to send any troops into the Middle East. None of your sons are going to be killed. No young children are going to have bombs wrapped around them, have them blown up. All we're going to lose is money. Think about that. He said, I know it's unethical from our point of view. He and I went to Georgetown together. One of the jokes I want to share with you, who do you think is the only one to beat Bill Clinton for president? Looking at him, student council. We had, I think I had a budget of $350. Not $350 million, $350. But there's a point here about democracy that's important. It's about this show. The democracy only works if everybody participates. It's not like baseball where you can be a fan of democracy and sit in the stand and clap. You got to get on the field and you got to play the game. Charles ran for office. I've ran for office. We run for office, we have a point of view. I'm lucky I'm a lawyer. I can express my point of view to juries. I can bring cases. Sometimes I bring cases that I lose. Sometimes I bring cases that I win. But the point is, if we all don't participate, it's not that I'm right or wrong or that some of the participants in the show are right or wrong. It's that we all have to participate. We all got to have something to say. I was reading the book, and I've been talking about Nathaniel Green. Jerry Carbone recently wrote, and Nathaniel Green thought George Washington was a jerk, if you read it. But guess what? The two of them working together made a hell of a difference. They're the ones that protected democracy. So it doesn't mean that we're all perfect. We've all got imperfections. I'm imperfect, you're imperfect, everybody here is imperfect. But the only way our whole system of imperfection works, the perfection of imperfection, is when everybody who's imperfect works together and participates. So I want to make a bid tonight on your show to encourage everybody to vote on anything. I don't care what your point of view is. I don't care if you're a right-wing Republican, left-wing Democrat. I don't care if you're blue or red state. Whatever your point of view is, whatever you think is important, whatever you're against NAFTA, you're for NAFTA, you're for abortion, you're against abortion, you're for taxes, you're against it. Whatever your point of view is, it's important. You don't have, there's no such thing as being right or being wrong. It's a participatory democracy.
This concludes this program broadcast. We the People, a freedom of speech television show. Go to www.wethepeopleofri.org.